Hello, I'm Peter Von Easton from Kootenai Extreme Hunting Adventures. Today we're going to show you how to skin a deer. It's not the only way to do it, but it's my way. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to get these scent glands off here before you hang it up. I'll show you how to do that here in the video. But you don't want that dripping on your meat, that'll make it turn rancid. When we're cutting these glands off the hind legs here, the glands are located on the inside of the legs, so I like to start on the outside. You can ring the leg right below the knee, and as you work your way up, you just have to watch for the tendon that we hang the deer up from. This is the tendon that you have to watch for. Just skin around it and you'll be just fine. As you're working your way around to the inside of the leg, as you're pulling the hide away, you're going to see the scent gland. Just trim along the edge of it and it will peel right off. Just be careful not to nick it with your knife. If you do happen to nick it with your knife, just go wash your knife with soap and water. You don't want to get that taste all over the rest of your meat as you're skinning out your deer. Before you throw out your scent glands, check with any of your fellow hunters to see if any of them want them for any scent cover while they're hunting. I have a few partners who will actually hang these scent glands off their backpacks and it makes them smell like deer. We'll just get this scent gland off the other leg and then we'll get to skinning the rest of the body. I'm just going to start here. It doesn't really matter where you go. You just got to watch these tendons here that you don't cut those. We'll just start here and fold it around. Once we get down to about here, the weight of the hide here will start pulling it down for us. It becomes a lot easier. A lot of times I will start on the inside of the leg. It doesn't really matter where you start. If you start on the inside, a lot of times you end up with a little less hair on your knife. You can see I'm working around that tendon that we showed you earlier. Just make sure you don't cut that. Once you get the hide taken off to around the butt, you'll notice that it's a lot easier to skin. The weight of the hide will actually pull down and you don't have to do as much work. You just have to run your knife along the edge of the meat. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning is normally I cut the head off before I get started. It was an early morning at work and got this guy just before dusk, so I just forgot about it from being tired. As you can see, it's not a big deal if you do leave the head on, but it is a little quicker if you take the head off at the beginning. Now that the entire hide is off, I'm just going to go along and I'm going to trim off all the excess fat. And once I'm done with that, I'll just give it a wipe down and try to get off any loose hairs that I left behind. The other thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut away all the bloodshot meat that was caused by the impact of your bullet or the arrow. If you don't get it off, it'll possibly spoil some of the good meat that's beside it. This is pretty much what the finished product will look like. I'll let mine hang for a good 7 days, depending on the temperature that I can keep it at. You can see I had to trim off a tiny bit of meat on the back of the leg where I clipped it with the bullet. I'll usually check the deer the next day just to make sure I haven't missed any bloodshot meat.